my prediction is that Donald Trump, before January, will offer to Russia, to Ukraine, some deal. But I would like I would like to make a mistake, but I think it will be bad deal. And then he will continue to do something like Biden administration or
Okay.
even worse.
So you think there'll be a bad deal? Because ultimately you're going to have to withdraw from a country that you invaded to a certain extent, and I get the impression that that's
We
not something.
didn't invade. We didn't invade
Is
any
that another myth
country.
that you?
We are fighting
So if
for
we all
our
imagine that,
security
has
guarantees, and
the,
we will get it by military or by
so
negotiations.
has the world imagined that invasion? That's another myth. Is it the fact that you sent troops into another country? No, that hasn't
Don't live
happened.
in a world of myths.
Is that just not the world of? I just
Your
wonder
point
whether
of view is
I wonder whether
mistaken.
one of us is living in the world of myths, and I just wonder whether that might be you more than me. Donald Trump looks straight down the camera lens, pointing with a half smile on his face. He is, of course, the man who will be the next president of the United States. We've been talking about what it means for Ukraine in the war with Russia. Trump's own former special representative for Ukraine told us it could be a good thing for peace, which could be a good thing for Ukraine. But what do Russians think? Let's speak to Evgeny Popov. He's a member of the State Dumas in Russia. Evgeny, good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Thank you for giving me your floor.
Great to speak to you. Are you pleased that Donald Trump has been elected?
I don't know. We are ready to talk with any president of the United States, and we've been ready to talk with Biden administration, but we have nothing in peace progress right now. I hope Trump will be more flexible, and as you remember, he has promised to to end this war during 24 hours. Maybe can we count? Time is ticking, and he promised in the face of the whole world. But if we trying to talk serious, I, I I don't know what to say exactly to you, because we remember Trump as a president of the United States who've been the first president of the United States who sent heavy weapon to Kyiv.
Yeah.
To fight against Donbas republics, and we remember it.
So you don't think he necessarily will be, because the narrative is he'll be able to give Putin a call and say something that will bring the war to an end. What would that take, do you think, for Russia? What would have to happen for Russia to want to end the war?
You should understand that we are fighting for our security guarantees, and we will get it whatever president will be in the White House. We are ready to talk, we are ready to fight, and we are waiting for some Trump's decision or his administration. We don't know about his plans. We just saw his rhetoric during campaign, and it's kind of difference between campaign speeches and president's speeches and movement.
Yeah, we'll see what actually happens in practice. There were numerous reports of Russian interference in this election, bomb threats in Georgia, for example. The FBI said that Russia was the most active agent in election disruption. I'm interested in the motivation behind disrupting an election. Do you want to try and elect Trump because Trump is someone you think you can work with, or do you want to just damage the democratic process to create confusion, which is good for Russia ultimately? Why would Russia want to interfere in another country's election?
I can say that if we interfere, if we, our country, elected Trump, it means that we elected Orban in Hungary, we elected Fico in Slovakia, we elected alternative for Germany in Germany. It sounds like a mockery. We don't need to interfere any elections around the world because we are sovereign country, and we have, of course, our own interests in the
So
continent.
you honestly believe, Evgeny, that there's, because it's well documented examples where videos are traced back to Russian sources in the American election. There's very widespread evidence that Russians working for the state sow chaos in other countries. It's part of how you can have power in the world. Do you accept that that happens, or do you think that's not true?
Don't live in a world of myths. We don't need to interfere your elections, and well documented. It's like again, it's a mockery. Well documented by whom? Do you have some, I don't know, court decisions? Have you read those documents? And do you have any proof of Russian interference of European or American elections?
So it's never happened. It's never happened.
I don't know. We don't need it. I'm sure not.
Do you think Donald Trump and Putin can have a working relationship? Is that something that you would like to see?
For my mind, my prediction is that Donald Trump before January will offer to Russia, to Ukraine, some deal. But I would like to I would like to make a mistake, but I think it will be bad deal, and then he will continue to do something like Biden administration, or even worse.
So you think there'll be a bad deal? Because ultimately, you're going to have to withdraw from a country that you invaded to a certain extent. And I get the impression that's not something...
We didn't invade.
Is that another myth that you...
We are fighting for...
So we all imagine that.
And we will get it by military or by negotiation.
So has the world imagined that invasion? That's another myth, is it? The fact that you sent troops into another country? No, that hasn't happened.
Don't live in a world of myths.
Is that just not the world of... I just wonder whether one of us is living in the world of myths, and I just wonder whether that might be you more than me.
Just go to Russia and see what happens really on the battlefield in Russia. And
but there's battlefields in Ukraine, isn't there? But you bomb. I mean, you have bombed Kyiv. You have bombed Ukraine.
Battlefield right now is world-recognized Russian territory in Kursk Oblast, where Kyiv invaded a few months ago.
But you got close to Kyiv. I mean, that's not a myth. It's not a myth.
I don't want to argue with you because British point of view is completely mistaken, and you have a bad policy on Russia. You don't know Russia. You don't want to take in account our interests. And
we've just our country and the country's just sanctioned you. The government has announced in the last few minutes 56 new sanctions on Russia, the largest sanctions package since May of last year. So it feels like UK-Russian relations are going in one direction, and it is a negative one.
Mm-hmm. You were to look at your economy. Our economy will be good.
Do you think Russia has a better? Do you think Russia has a better economy than Britain?
Of course, yes, because
that might be another myth.
We are developing. We are developing right now.
Okay.
You are degrading.
Okay. Well, I feel we're not going to agree on absolutely everything here, Evgeny, but it's important to know Donald Trump is elected. He is going to have some sort of relationship with Putin. There are going to be movements made in this area. It's really good to know what the Moscow thinking is. So we're grateful for your time today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
That's Evgeny Popov there, member of the State Dumas in Russia. A lot of what I put to him he thought was a myth.